All right, hey guys, hey, this is pointer number 35 in our discussion on open air preaching. And now, if, Lord willing, this gets put into book form, this will be the last chapter in the book. But I wanted to go ahead and do the video now, just while it was on my heart, and it is this. Don't let it go to your head. In other words, don't let the fact that you are an open air preacher go to your head. The sad reality is that I and others, we have seen this happen time and time again. And then a man starts open air preaching, gets involved in this type of ministry, and just becomes an absolute prideful jerk. And we see it over and over and over again. And the reality is that if you're going to be involved in this type of ministry, guys, we need to be the most humble men out there. We need to be examples. We need to remember who we are. You don't want to let this go to your head. I mean, do we really think that if God has put this desire in our heart to take the gospel to the world with this type of ministry, do we really think that we've arrived at some type of higher level of Christianity, some type of pedestal? Oh, guys, man, no, our attitude needs to be that of the unprofitable servant. I'm just doing my duty. God has saved me by His grace, and I just want to obey Him because I love Him and because I love others, because I see a world that's perishing around me, and I want to take that message to the world. We should be the beggar who has found the bread of life. That should be the demeanor, the attitude of our heart, one of humility, that we are so grateful to the Lord because we remember who we were and who we are. A sinner saved by grace, called by God. If indeed God has called you to this ministry, that I can go proclaim this message to others, that He's gifted me in such a way that I could do that. That needs to be the attitude of our heart. Don't let it go to your head. Don't think you're some special Christian. And so that needs to be the attitude of our heart towards the world, but it needs to be the attitude of our heart in the church as well. Again, this is not the point of this particular video, but it implies that I think, again, we need to be the most humble person. We need to be the example. We need to be a godly man. I think when it comes down to it, we need to meet the qualifications of a pastor, an elder, found in 1 Timothy 3 and Titus 1 and other places. Again, not a perfect man, but just an example to the flock. We need to be accountable. I think you need to be accountable. I think you need to be a part of a local church and be accountable to leaders in the church, to your pastor, to your elders, even to the rest of the church. We need to be somebody who the rest of the church would say, yeah, that's a godly man. Absolutely. I'm glad he's going out into the world. He's an example of Christ. We need to be an example of Christ. Christ wasn't a jerk. Guys, He saved us by His grace. How can we let something like this go to our head? We're not special. And so I'm so thankful for the men that God has surrounded me with. Godly men, mature men who don't let these type of things go to their head. And so we've just all noticed the same thing over the years, and we see it more and more, that there are people who, I'm not going to say that God has called to this ministry, because I think some of them God hasn't called because they're just prideful, arrogant jerks inside the church and outside. And so, guys, don't let it go to your head. This will be the last chapter in the book. Again, if this thing ends up getting put into a book, which may be a little while, but this will be the last chapter because this needs to be emphasized. If you feel like God is calling you to this ministry, guys, don't get puffed up. Don't let it go to your head. Don't become prideful. Don't think that you're on some kind of pedestal and other Christians are less than. Oh man, may we be good faithful members of our local church, encouraging other Christians. Don't go in there thinking that this is like the only biblical ministry there is, and just being a jerk to everybody else. Be an example. Be an example. Be somebody who other Christians, other open air preachers want to follow. Like, man, I want to be like that guy. Why? Not because he's the greatest preacher in the world, because, man, he is a humble man, and he recognizes who he was and who he is in the sight of God. Anyway, I will edit this when we put it in the writing. But I'm just expressing my heart and the hearts of close brothers with me, many of them pastors. And this is just something we see. It's not just me. Others see it as well. And so we need to take heed, every single one of us. Don't let it go to your head. God bless, guys.